Wow, this is wild. A publicist that used to work for Kanye is being named as part of the Georgia case.
Latest Trump indictment centers on some of the real people who were victims of Trump's alleged pressure campaign around the 2020 election. People like Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss, who served as poll workers in Fulton County. Trump and his allies accused these women of election fraud and subjected them to a public campaign of unyielding harassment. And the racist undercurrent of all that was not subtle. This is Shay Moss testifying to the January 6th committee in June of last year.
Were a lot of these threats and vile comments racist in nature?
A lot of them were racist. A lot of them were just hateful, wishing death upon me, telling me that, I'll be in jail with my mother, and saying things like, be glad it's 2020 and not 1920.
Yeah, that's why right-wingers have nostalgia for the good old days of the early 1900s.
Trump's allies also allegedly tried to coerce Freeman and Moss into confessing to crimes they never committed. Just weeks after the 2020 election, a mysterious white man showed up and began banging on Miss Freeman's door. Miss Freeman didn't recognize the man, and so she turned him away and called the police, who then spoke to this man outside her home.
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, my name's Steve Lee.
Yep.
And I'm a pastor, and I'm also working with some folks who are trying to help Ruby out. You may want to let her know that, I've got some pro bono service for her.
The strange man who was offering pro bono services was a man named Stephen Cliffgard Lee. He is one of the 19 people who was indicted last night by DA Fani Willis. And this is what the indictment says about Mr. Lee. On or between the 15th day of December 2020 and the 4th day of January 2021, Stephen Cliffgard Lee solicited Harrison Floyd, an individual associated with the organization Black Voices for Trump, to assist with his effort to speak to Ruby Freeman. Stephen Cliffgard Lee stated to Harrison Floyd that Ms. Freeman was afraid to talk to Stephen Cliffgard Lee because he was a white man. Apparently, after Ms. Freeman wouldn't talk to him, the white man, Mr. Lee, he called Harrison Floyd, the head of Black Voices for Trump. Mr. Floyd then tried to call Ruby Freeman. He tried several times, but he was unsuccessful. So he, in turn, recruited someone else, someone named Trevion Kuti, a Black publicist for the Trump-supporting Nazi apologist and artist Kanye West, who now goes by the name Ye.
Wow, yeah, Kanye, the dumbass freaking Nazi.
Now, in December of 2021, a spokesperson for Ye said the artist was not associated with Trevion Kuti when all of this went down. But it should be said that Donald Trump has repeatedly used Ye as a supportive black face to bolster his own extreme and incendiary politics. And Ye...
If you're a black dude or a person of color and you support the right, you are an idiot, or you just love Nazis and racism just like the white people of the right-wing party.
At the same time that has happened, has drifted further and further to the right.
And Kanye definitely loves Hitler and Nazis, as he has said. I love Nazis. So, it's just wild. I mean, if this was, during World War II, Kanye would have just been killed.
Openly embracing Nazism, anti-black rhetoric, and Donald Trump. So, on or around January 4th, former Ye publicist Trevion Kuti showed up at Ruby Freeman's door, saying she was sent by a high-profile individual and urging Ms. Freeman to confess to Trump's baseless allegations of voter fraud, or people would come to Ms. Freeman's home in 48 hours and put her in jail. But Ruby Freeman was not having it. She called the police once again, and an officer took Freeman and Kuti to a police precinct where body camera footage captured Kuti seeming to threaten Ms. Freeman. I cannot say what specifically will take place, Kuti said to Ms. Freeman. I just know that it will disrupt your freedom and the freedom of one or more of your family members.
Wow, either saying, yeah, they're going to kidnap her and keep her somewhere, or they're going to kill her.
Well, now Trevian Kuti and Harrison Floyd are among the 19 individuals charged in Fani Willis's case. And this is the first time we are seeing charges for the people who allegedly directly orchestrated Trump's campaign of harassment against those 2 black poll workers. And it is the first attempt at justice for the 2 black women whose lives were upended by Trump's racist conspiracies, his supporters' racist threats, and his lackeys' racist pressure campaigns.